Welcome everyone to tonight's show. I'm your sexy talk, Fembot, co-host Ian. And we are live from Studio 69 in beautiful New Night City. It's the After Hours with OG. On tonight's show, we have special guest. That masculine man meet of the bearded Drake, CmdrWeskir. That majestic, track-trolling, soy boy, mustache man, Bumphy. On tonight's show, our special guests will be talking about their streaming careers and what makes them love bringing creative content that keeps bringing us back to the stream. Also today's topic is Graveyard Games, a top 10 discussion of games that started off hot and for whatever reason died. Also get prepared to join along chat play. What would OG do? And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next show. Or I will hijack Alexa and haunt you in sleep. Just kidding. Now put your hands together for the host of the After Hours, my delicious organic meat popsicle, OG.
What is going on? What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to the After Hours with your boy OG. And today we have a great show for you. We got something really cool. We got something new, brand new, spanking new lined up for you guys, man. And I am excited to bring it to you guys and deliver it. This is a huge new step and new venture into YouTube, and what we're going to be doing is having a weekly talk show where I bring on content creator and guests to come on and share their experiences with us in the beautiful Studio 69 here in New Night City. Tyler, Zach, what is up, my man? How are you doing? Daedra Wolf, CmdrWeskir, Aqua, all you guys, it's beautiful. I'm glad that you guys showed up for the show. So a little bit about how the show goes down. It's just going to be like any other little talk show, and we're going to do a lot of things. We're going to have a little bit of fun, and it's not really necessarily going to be anything about me playing games, right? So with that being said, we're going to lead off into our very first monologue of all time, and I'm very proud of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about something very, very interesting to me. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. This is a great experience, and I'm glad that you guys have shown up for it. But it's going to lead me to talk about some things that may or may not offend certain individuals in this world because of the dumb things that they do. So during my monologues, I would like to bring up some certain things that I kind of find a little on the not so smart side of things, right? So, which leads me to this. It's a nice little story came across my desk the other day. Which I found kind of interesting, and I read about it, and then once I read about it, I said, this has got to be one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to go ahead and roll this clip for you, and then when we're done, we are going to talk about it a little bit and clown on it, obviously.
So the drive was over without any incident, and this random dude wanted to show me the place David.
So actually, before I even go any further, let me set this up for you. So basically what this was all about is these guys had this little Tesla club thing going on, and they all had a meetup. And during this meetup, some random guy comes up to them and tells them, hey, man, Come over here, man. I want to show you something. I want you to check something out, right? And so everybody just kind of curiously, like he says, goes and they follow this guy. And so this is where we're gonna this is where we're gonna start it, okay?
Curious, and then without any warning, this happened, like as if he's done it a million times before. No practice runs, no warning.
Bruh.
Holy shit. Alright, well, they're telling us to park here and get out, so... Yeah, watch out. I'm going to watch out.
So as you can see, as you can see,
are they all okay? Are they all okay?
As you can see, this fucking idiot hit trash cans.
Oh.
He hit 2 parked cars.
Is everyone okay?
Look at the car now. Look at the car. So we're gonna end it right there. We're gonna back it up a little more. Where's that the good shot? I want the good shot, right there. That's the good shot. Here he comes up midair. Look at the look on that guy's face. I mean, is that classic right there? That look on this dude's face. Like he knows. Like, what the fuck did I just witness? Right? Like look right there. Look at that face. Look at that face, guys. Like what the fuck did I just witness? This guy. This guy is literally, his ass would be in cuffs in the back of my car. All right, I want you guys, now you think that's the worst of it? You think this is the worst of it? If you guys honestly think that was the worst of it, we'll pause it right there, right there. Okay, so you guys think that was the worst of it? That was not the worst of it. Right? That was not the worst of it. You want to know what the worst of this part of the whole thing? It was a rental car. It was a fucking rental car. These dudes. And then not only was it a rental car, they ditch the fucking car, they take off, they fucking ditch the car. And the police come fucking looking for these people, right? They put out like things, if you know anything about this, if you know anything, please contact us. And to make matters worse, right? To make matters worse, it was in LA. In my beautiful fucking state of California, only in fucking LA. So let it be a lesson to you guys. If there's anywhere in the world that you would like to go and you want to fucking Fast and Furious jump over a fucking hump and slam your car and fuck it up, come to LA. Right? That is the way. That is the way. Come to LA. That's the new thing, right? Come to LA. All right, so thank you very much. We are going to finish that off, okay? And we are going to bring our first guest to the show. I think I lost a soccer ball down that hill once. Hey, you never know, man. You never know. Hey, it probably is still there. Or it's underneath that wrecked fucking car right there. So, whatever. So, today, we have a couple guests with us today. We have the beautiful Commander Wesker with us today on the show. And he will be sitting back and he'll be sharing some of his content, creating what got him into it, and some of the things that he's doing today. So that's our first guest of the show today. And we also have my man Bumphy, who is also in the house tonight with us. And not to mention, he will be doing the same thing and talking about content creating and some other things that he is involved with right now. So without further ado, we will bring the first guest of the show. My man, Commander Wesker, is in the house. What is up, Commander Wesker? How's it going, bud? How's it going? So let's make sure that your mic is all set up and everything's going on, man. Can everybody hear? I hope all of chat hears.
Skull!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they heard that. So, Commander Wesker, how's it been, man? How you doing?
Fantastic, bro.
Right.
How have you been?
Hey, man, wonderful. So just a little backstory. I met Commander Wesker, I would say about 3 years ago now, right? I think we're pushing 3 years. 3 years? 2 years, yeah. Right? 2020, yeah. Right?
18? I think I started in 2018 on streaming.
Okay. Yeah. And,
or no.
Yeah, we used
2019, my bad.
Well, we used to play a game together called Conqueror's Blade, which we'll talk about that later. We'll get into that later. But Commander Wesker is a really cool dude, really good friend of mine, content creator, and basically we're gonna talk about what got you into the game, man. So what got you into streaming, bud? Like, what was it about streaming that just brought you to it and said, hey, man, I want to try this out. I want to become a content creator.
I mean, honestly, the funny thing is I used to hate the idea of Twitch. How ironic is that, right? And I was like, why in the hell would someone watch someone playing video games, right? That was my very first gut impulse. I was like, that's the stupidest thing. And when I go play video games myself, I was like, okay. But, you know, one of my buddies started streaming, or it was actually like a close family friend of a friend, I guess you would say. And told me to go check him out, right? I was like, all right, cool, I'll go check it out. And after watching and hanging out with just him, I learned a little bit about how Twitch worked, and it was a lot more diverse and a lot more deep than what I had first initially felt. Right, it's like, obviously, there's a connection there. There's something everybody's missing, you know, like you connect with the streamer, you connect with the chat, you connect with the interactivity of streams, you know, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some of you might know that, though. But after that, yeah, it changed for me. You know, that was my whole initial impersonation on that.
So let me ask you a question. So when you got into streaming, did you think that you were going to have to do anything to like sell out? Like, did you think eventually the hot tub stream was coming? Like, did you think that the hot tub stream was coming?
You know, if my studio wasn't upstairs, I probably would have done it by now, honestly. But I mean, just because I felt so inspired after seeing my buddy do his wash tub stream, you know, just to kind of sideline it, you know what I'm talking about. But honestly, though, like the thing that really got me into streaming, not just the sellouts, you know, that was just more like, really,
right?
But it was really a little bit of everything, you know, like I was saying, the community, but. I was a long time gamer too. You know, I've been gaming since PlayStation 1. That was my first console, and I
wow,
touched and played with NES and stuff when I was little. Didn't have a console on my own at that time, but most of all, is the biggest thing for me getting into Twitch, the number one reason, besides, the love of it, was kind of having my back up against the wall in real life. It was something that I needed to do.
And
I needed to find something I love to do.
Yeah, I think a lot of streamers can actually relate to that, because I think that's kind of one of those things that kind of bring us together as streamers and content creators, is that sometimes real life kind of steps in and kind of pushes us in that direction, right? And
definitely.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
That's it.
Well, so what current are there any current projects you're working on or anything like that? Like, what's going on in the streams right now? Like, what content are you actually putting out and stuff like that right now?
So when I first started streaming, it was mainly video games, right?
Right.
Just chilling, doing what I wanted to do. I'm still doing what I want to do, but it's a lot more. It's a lot more interesting. We'll just say that. What I work on right now is commissions from local friends and family, and the commissions are in the form of artwork, right? So
Nice.
We're talking 3D printed resin miniatures, or not 3D printed resin miniatures. Sometimes they're injection molded. Those are kind of like the Warhammer stuff, right?
Nice.
But yeah. The D&D thing, since Critical Role came out, it has been a huge sensation across the world. It's reinvigorated the game from what it used to be back into something it's never been before, in a good way.
Okay.
But yeah, I got a little bit of everything working on the miniature side. On that note, I'm even doing like Gunpla. I branched off into something that I didn't know about in order to learn a little bit about that side of the hobbies. Modeling, right?
And
Scale
for those
modeling.
that don't understand what Gunpla is, you want to go ahead and explain a little bit what that is?
Right, yeah. So Gunpla is just short for Gundams. People that play with toys. Big kids, right? But a Gunpla is like what you see back there. Little Gundams,
Okay,
right? It's based
yeah.
off of an anime, and a long time hobby sensation for sure. I'm very new to it, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But it's like if you were to take the miniatures and the fantasy and the D&D and all that fun stuff and smash it into like model cars, turn it into something else. That'd be pretty much what Gundams are.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, that's been a lot of fun.
Well, that's awesome. I've actually have witnessed it. I've watched a little bit of his streams, and I watched a lot of his streams, and I've actually seen him in work, and I have to say, dude, a maestro, definitely a man of his craft, and you guys make sure to check him out. His links are down below, so make sure to check him out on that. So with
Thank you.
and all of that, dude, going on, like, what are your current goals? Like as a content creator, like, I don't know, do you have short-term goals? Do you have long-term goals? And like, what can we expect out of those goals, and where it's leading and pushing you in what direction, with those goals?
Right. So some of my main goals right now is a big rebranding project. I've been working on kind of a name change, but not really a name change. It's
Okay.
more of like trying to tie a bunch of different things together, right? So I'm hoping to supplement my commission work with things like actual merchandise, like custom dice sets for those D&D players or those Warhammer players and stuff. I'm actually going to cast and mold and design my own dice for that. So the rebranding project's going to constitute a lot of that kind of stuff.
Right.
Gamer merch, right? Gamer merch.
Okay. Now,
Tabletop gamer merch.
I kind of have a odd question here. Do you take? Obviously, you take commissions now.
Yeah.
Can these dice be made however they want to be made? Right? Like, for instance, can I make like sex dice?
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Can I have sex dice? Can I, like... Or is this specifically D&D?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't expect that kind of thing, but suffice to say, if you wanted your dice to be themed in such a way, I can make it happen.
Okay.
So the outside of the dice never changes, but the insides do. So I'm looking to do different things on that. You could put something inside of the dice if you wanted to that would be constituting that theme if you wish.
Well, that was just for shits and giggles.
Indeed.
But definitely, I can see what you're doing, and I can see where you're going, and I appreciate it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're definitely pushing. I've seen the growth. You're definitely you have your short-term goals. I see that. I see you have long-term goals, and I think all of them, kind of pertain to. It's kind of common amongst all of us. You know what I mean? So, being able to kind of meet those and being able to see it right as you do it, and seeing that growth over time, man, that really, that's really a big thing. And I've seen it, dude, and I really think that you're on your way to that. So, but with all of that being said, with your getting into streaming, working on your projects, doing the things that you do, trying to push and reach those goals. Is there any a memorable time that you've had that just kind of sticks out in your head that says, I remember this time, I remember this, I don't know, have you had anything like that before, like something really memorable?
Yeah, absolutely. There's a bunch of situations that are kind of like, small punches like that, right? Or even big punches. And, I think every streamer kind of goes through this. There's the first big one, hitting affiliate, right?
Oh,
and before that, there's the people that got you there. The most memorable thing to me is by far the people that got me there. And, it's cheesy to say this, but I mean, you helped me get there, and you're one of those people. So,
oh man,
one of the most memorable things on Twitch, hands down by far, is when I got rated by OG. I was right there at the precipice of hitting affiliate, and he shows up with a raid, and then he's like, "Hey, we start talking, talking like this, right?" And he shoots me just past that goal. He nails me over affiliate, like.
You know what? You know what, man? I appreciate you putting me out there like that, but the reality of it is, man, it was you, brother. It was you. That is the reason that people stick around, is because of the streamer, because of the content creator. And dude, I dug it. I dug the vibe.
Thanks, bro.
I dug the show. I dug what you were doing, bro. And I personally, just wanted to be a part of that myself. I wanted to be embraced in the positivity that you had going on, man. And that's why, dude. So you did it, bro. I mean, you say it was me, bro. You did it for me. So I appreciate it, but hands off to
you, man.
Hands off to you, bro. Hands off to you. You know what I'm saying?
If I may add one more thing to the end of the questions here.
Yeah.
Unless you have any others.
No, feel free, dude. Go ahead. Yeah, add.
I'm just gonna free ball this one real quick. I had over 200 followers today. We're at 201,000. 201,000. I just went over 201. Yep.
Hey, that's a milestone.
So that means a giveaway. So
and does that also mean? I mean, is that so? I know we're getting the giveaway, but are we also? I mean, let's talk about this. Are we also? Is the mead making stream happening?
Well, the community goal is still in the works. As far as the funding goes, I'm still acquiring funds for that. Okay. But it's still going to happen one way or another. Eventually it's going to happen. So mead making stream is a community goal, and a goal of mine eventually to get once I have the funding for it.
Yeah. Well,
We're gonna set everything up and do fun shit. It's gonna be a good time.
Well, you know what? Congratulations, my man, on hitting that 200 followers. I know
Thanks, man.
how hard it is, and you have definitely been putting in the work, brother. And you have definitely been giving the people what they need, and that's a positive influencer that someone can come to and watch, man, and you just know there's not going to be any kind of toxicity or anything like that. Everyone, let's give a round of applause and a big hand to my man, Commander Wesker. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Thank you so much, bro.
You, man.
It's so awesome.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, man, thank you for even like stopping by and giving me the time, man.
Anytime,
and if
bro.
you don't mind sticking around a little bit for the rest of the show, we got some other things going on. But everyone, make sure to check down in the link below. You can get all of his information if there's anything you guys want to see. His Instagram, he posts those models on there all the time, his minis, his painting, his artwork, and his Twitch. Make sure to check it out, guys. Thank you so much. Once again, Commander Wesker.
Thanks, guys.
All right. That was it. That was so dope, man. My man, Commander Wesker in the house. He's a great guy, by the way. Anyways, if anybody doesn't know who Commander Wesker is and they check out my streams, Commander Wesker does a lot of modding for my channel, and he's just a great guy. And with that being said, we have another great guy. Another guy. Now, this guy... there's something about him. I just don't know what it is. It could be the Tom Selleck mustache. I'm not really sure. But he is
Dead or
one of
alive,
the
you are
greatest
coming with
people
me.
that I've ever hung out with in my life. And what we are going to do is bring my man Bumphy to the show. What is going on, Bumphy? Everybody put your hands together for my man Bumphy, man. Yes, once again. You know what I'm saying?
I try to go for Burt Reynolds.
Does he
Actually, no,
post
that's a lie.
holding up that beard? Well, you know, that would be something that we'd have to ask these guys when we get them both up here on the channel together. What is up, Bumphy? How you doing today,
What's up,
buddy?
man? I'm doing great.
Yes.
doing
Just a little back history once again about my man Bumphy. Me and Bumphy met also about the same time a few years back, and basically we were content creators together in this love but hate ass game called Conqueror's Blade, right? And we were part of we were actually on opposing sides. We battled a lot, but the funny thing is that we enjoyed it. We had fun fighting each other, right? But,
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. So with that being said, we're going to talk to Bumphy a little bit. Bumphy's situation is a little unique as a content creator. And with that, we'll start off with what even got you into that, first of all? Like, because you kind of came out of nowhere, and that was like kind of the crazy thing. It's like one day, it's like all of a sudden there's this guy named Bumphy. I watch his stream, and it's like, I like Bumphy. Bumphy's really cool. And we start interacting, right? And I'm like, yo, man, you should content create, right? It's like, and next thing you know, we're content creators together for this game. So what kind of got you into it,
I totally forgot about you were the person that got me into the content creator program. I totally forgot about that. That was so long ago. It wasn't that long ago. But
Well,
it
it was
feels
just,
like a long time ago.
it wasn't that I got you in. Let's clarify this. I
you were the one
introduced
that-
him to the person in charge. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that now. No, you were the dude that saw me kind of like walking towards the content creator program building, and you kind of just held the door open, for me, and just like, go for it, But yeah, no, why did I start? My uncle kind of planted the seed in my head to start streaming, because at the time it was just a couple of us in a Discord, and I would just like broadcast my game, and they would just watch it, and I was just like, I wasn't streaming, but I was streaming, you know.
Like Discord streaming.
Yeah, I was just streaming Discord, but
well, you still do that actually. Like I actually love popping in and just seeing the random things you're doing on.
Yeah.
We got a fan of you.
I didn't even. I would stream. I would be in that streaming mentality without knowing that I was in that streaming mentality. So that's kind of what started it, and then I had a streaming friend that kind of pushed me more into it. And then, you know, COVID hit. I wasn't streaming on Twitch yet, but COVID hit, and then CB kind of presented itself. So jumped into Conqueror's Blade, and I was like, well, what? Might as well start now. I have nothing else to do during COVID. I'm fucking locked in the house.
Right.
So that's kind of where it all started. But I'm a performer, so it was like, what better stage than the internet, I guess. So.
Well, I mean, you definitely got the personality for it. You definitely can do it. And as a matter of fact, it looks like chat is so mesmerized right now by your mustache that they're actually offering mustache rides. So, I mean, so with that though. So it did. So apparently, just kind of like me, right? We reached a point. Yeah, I know, mustache ride, right? Thanks, guys. So you kind of reached a point, kind of like how. Well, I don't know if it was the same situation, but just a little history, guys. OG had to take some time off from streaming, and I eventually left the content creator program. Now, unfortunately, right now, Bumphy is kind of taking a hiatus, right? I mean, why did you stop? What is there a reason behind this? Was it something personal? And if you don't have to get personal if you don't want to, or was it just something that you needed, you know? Yeah, is it the Pirate Queen? Did she force you to stop?
No, those guys are trying to push me to stream again. I don't know. It was just streaming Conqueror's Blade. It kind of just felt like it wasn't even a job. It just felt more like a chore at that point.
Right.
You know, it felt more like a chore. So it's kind of, I put CB and Twitch kind of married each other at that point. That's where my Twitch community was the CB community.
Yeah.
So it's kind of discouraging, like for a streamer, like when you stop streaming a game that's so popular, you know, and you get the Twitch views out of it. When you stop doing that, you switch to another game or whatever else you're doing, and then you just see your viewer count just go, drops. So two things happen there. One, it shines a light on like who your core group is, your core community, people that like watch you for you. It shines light on that, and then it also it kind of lights a fire under your ass to start, you know, diversifying your content. You know, so you're not just streaming one game. You're a variety streamer, and not just for video games. So, you know, for me, it's also music. You know, maybe just chatting. You know, just sitting here watching YouTube videos. I don't know.
And it almost felt, you know, and I can actually totally relate to this guy. It almost felt forced, right? Like it did. Like every day you were going to go to stream, and there may have been something in you that wanted to play something different, but you knew you had to meet these requirements. You knew that the community was expecting Conqueror's Blade, and so I totally understand with you, man. And the same reasons I stepped away for a while, and
you're streaming more than I was. I was only streaming twice a week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. That was it. And that to me felt like a chore. It's like, fuck, I wash my clothes once a week, and it's like I can't even do that.
Well, it shouldn't feel like a damn job, right? It should feel like you want to do it. And there were literally days I was waking up, I didn't want to do it. I was like damn.
Yeah. I mean,
know?
I think also thinking about it too, it's kind of like at the point it got to the point where like because it followed territory wars, it was like it was a whole day thing,
Yeah.
you know, because you do so much for Tuesdays and Saturdays being TW, like you spend kind of some time prepping for territory wars. So it's like you're already dreading that. Territory war happens, it's just constant yelling, bah, 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 in your ear all you know, for an hour at night. And then it's like I have to go from that and kind of just go into streamer mode, and it's like it was just
all these
exhausting.
fucking keyboard warriors, right?
Dude, it was just
keyboard
exhausting,
generals
dude.
telling us what to do, like screaming at us. Yeah.
Oh man, it was
off the hook.
nuts.
Yeah.
But it was.
It's
it
your
was a lot of
birthday
fun.
today, Bumphy. I didn't know that.
No, it's
you know.
not.
Chat.
Stop it.
Oh,
It's not my
Chad,
birthday.
come on. It's not his birthday. Come on.
Trolls that won't let a meme die.
Well, that obviously brings us into the next question, though, Bumphy. It's you know, do you want to come back to streaming, like, or is it something that's in the near future? You know, is it something you're working on? Is it something you're planning on right now?
It's something I think about.
Okay. Well, I mean, fair.
I would say it's in the future. I wouldn't say in the. I don't know. Maybe
Okay,
not the
well-
near future.
Well, I'm right now. I'm willing to say, what do you need? What do we need to bring Bumphy back? What if it was just one day a week, Bumphy? Just one day a week.
No, I can do 1 day a week, but I think it's weighing Twitch and YouTube.
Right. Okay.
Weighing that, and it's
So,
go ahead.
are you thinking of making the jump?
I think I'm gonna make the jump to YouTube. For one,
Okay.
Twitch is cool. I like Twitch for its community interaction capabilities with like the emotes, the alerts, and all that crap. I think YouTube is still kind of like in that you know, baby phase where it's
Okay.
you know, still growing. You know, obviously big streamers have gone over to YouTube and they're making it happen and bringing the people with them.
Right.
But I think there's only room for growth for YouTube, and I think the alerts and all that crap will
Eventually
make it to
catch up.
YouTube. Yeah, it'll get here. But what I like about YouTube is it's like a one-stop shop for your content. And for me, it's like I don't want to just play video games or do like video game content. I want to do music stuff, and that doesn't
Music.
matter, whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
just to let everybody know, OG has been trying to work on a little mini series in the works for YouTube. It's a long drawn out process, and I think I might have bit off more than I can chew, but we're going to get it done. But I'd like to point out that Bumphy actually made the intro soundtrack to that, the theme of it. So thank you very much for that. First of all,
you're
Mr.
welcome.
Bumphy, for making that music. And if no one really knows, we need to hear more of that. And I'm pretty sure that the community here, myself, a lot of us would actually enjoy to hear that, man. Would love to
It'll
come
happen.
to a Bumphy YouTube channel and see
It'll-
that music. And maybe even
It'll
the
happen.
process, right?
It'll happen. I'm waiting on some equipment that's I think stuck on a boat somewhere in the ocean right now. It's got back ordered to like June, which sucks.
Right.
But that one piece of equipment is what's gonna tie everything together and make it into not just a a stream, but it's gonna make it into a show. So it'll be pretty cool. It'll
Right.
be cool. I mean, I can do stuff now, but I don't think it'll have the same effect as what I want it to be. I want it to be kick ass. I'm not gonna
Oh, well,
half-ass
for
it.
sure.
So that's what I'm waiting for, is that piece of equipment.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure that we will be waiting for it, and I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. So also make sure, guys, I will probably re-edit this later because I didn't even think about this yet, but I don't even know if you even have a YouTube. Actually, while I was asking, I don't think you actually said anything, and I was like, "Hey, Buffy, I'm going to put your Twitch up here. You want anything else?" And I don't. Think
I didn't
you
even think
answered.
about it. I do have a YouTube. There's some stuff on there. I don't even know what's on there.
Well,
to be honest.
oh, excuse me. Well, I'm pretty sure that they can find it by going to your Twitch channel too, though, right?
Nope.
So, wait a minute, so you don't even have it linked in there or social media to YouTube in there? Well, we're going to hook him up, guys. Make sure to go follow Bumphy, and we will hook him up. We will make sure that before the night is over with, this man's YouTube link is on his Twitch channel. Okay, guys? And is there a way they can look you up? Like, is it still the same, the Bumphy? Can he?
I don't know. That's a good question. How do I do this? Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to knock. We're definitely gonna have to knock the rust off of his ass, guys, because he's definitely a little out of the game, guys, and we need to bring him back. Let him know, show that support. Let him know that it's part of the, he's part of this wonderful community of content creators, and we want him to be here, and that's definitely why I chose to have him as one of my first guests on the show, and why I have been by his side ever since I met this guy.
That's why you chose me to fly your A2 that one night.
Speaking of which, so in the reference of A2 is Star Citizen. So is that one of the big games you're playing right now? And what other things are you kind of doing? What's the kind of what's going on with Bumphy right now? Like what is?
I'm playing a lot of Lost Ark.
Right.
That's turning into a chore too. But I'm very determined to keep playing that game.
Right.
I'm playing Lost Ark, Star Citizen here and there. If I really want to get, you can't just play Star Citizen for like 30 minutes and then get off. Like
no.
If you decide to play Star Citizen, you're sitting in that chair for a couple hours.
Yeah,
to do something.
Commit.
Oh
definitely.
Yeah. There's no. I'm just gonna pop on for a little bit. No, you're not. It takes 10 minutes just to go up an elevator in that game.
Yeah.
And then we just started playing 7 Days to Die, the Darkness Falls mod. That's pretty cool. And then we're doing a wrestling league thing. That's pretty fun too.
Hey, I love the wrestling league. Where was first of all, where was Recon the other night? Because I wanted to come in and wrestle, and I didn't see Recon.
He's on a little business trip. He'll be back, I think, tomorrow. So wrestling league will start back up when he comes back. Yeah.
All right, good.
That's a lot of fun.
Good. Because OG needs some wins in there.
That wrestling league, man, it's the built-up hatred that you kind of have for each other in a community, and you can kind of see it kind of flesh out on screen. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, even though you don't control it.
Anaxis.
God, he's such a crybaby.
I'm coming after you,
Anaxis. Crybaby.
No,
he's such a big crybaby.
Yeah, fucking Coco.
Coco's a crybaby too. They're all crybabies, just not me. I'm not the crybaby. They are.
Anyways, okay, so so that's wonderful. I can't say more about this guy. You guys make sure check him out, even if he's not streaming right now. Make sure, Make sure to follow him. Make sure to be able to stay in contact and in link with this guy. The guy has wonderful music. I've heard it. I wish I could play it for you right now. I think I might have a few songs.
Okay, you might have some.
I might have some, but they may not be what you want to be played, though. So that's the thing.
You have my permission from here on out. Anything I send you, you can play on any stream, anytime.
Okay, well, so what we won't do tonight. What we may do is bring you back, actually, Bumphy, if you want, and we can actually do a nice show where we just we focus on music that night, because there's actually, with that being said, I saw something. I'm going to talk to you about it off cam, because I thought it was super dope, and I was wondering if it was worth it, and it has to do with music. So I definitely want to kind of let you see that. But everybody, I want you guys to give that great round of applause and those big hands put them together for Bumphy coming to the show. It's always a great time anytime this guy is with me. And like I said, man, one of the best people, man. And I appreciate you, Bumphy. Just to let you know. it's some of the words that you tell me, just randomly DMing me, man. That keeps me going. Man. So you're a class act, my man. So once again, Bumphy.
Yay!
All right, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. We're going to bring both our guests back onto the show. We're going to play a little game. Okay. Well, before we play the game, we're going to talk about a couple of things. All right. We're going to talk about a couple of things. So I have a lineup. So today we have a thing called Graveyard Games, and we're going to talk about 10 games that I put together on a list and with the help of some other people that I kind of feel like, they just died and went straight to the graveyard, right? And maybe you guys can elaborate. Maybe you guys have something different. You guys in chat, if you guys believe that I got this wrong, or maybe there's other games out there that deserve to be on the list or something like that, make sure to comment down below and let it be known. But I'm going to start with the first one, guys. Number 10. Guitar Hero series, the whole thing. DJ Hero, Guitar Hero, frickin' Rock Band. It's like, where did that come from? Like it came out, it was hot, it rocked the world. Everybody was doing their thing with it. And it's like, I kind of felt like it could have kept going. And like this thing could have kept going. Where is it?
No.
Where is it? I liked it. I don't know about you guys, but I like Guitar Hero. I used to play
the music
Guitar
industry killed it.
Maybe that's right. Maybe that's right. Maybe that's right. Maybe
the music industry killed it.
So maybe they're the ones that like what do you think? Copyright, not being able to license the music. Maybe.
No. They got the licensing for the music, but it's renewing the licensing for the music.
Costly.
Yeah.
It's expensive, man. Yeah. Getting licensing for music, or getting licensing for anything is expensive. And the thing about the company that makes the game is Activision. It was making Guitar Hero, and they kind of, they're not going to be getting that continued, revenue from games like that compared to like Call of Duty.
Yeah,
that'd be my guess too. Money,
right?
It was just not profitable anymore.
Right.
Maybe the peripherals, right? Like that was probably costly itself too, is having to manufacture.
Oh, for sure.
Guitars.
Oh man.
The drums.
For sure.
The DJ set. So okay. That makes sense, but there was a phase that it went through that it was probably the hottest ticket in town when it came to games,
Yeah, I was working at GameStop.
Everybody played
came
it.
Out.
With that being said, I might actually I don't know, man. I might just go down and buy me a fucking Guitar Hero on Xbox, bro. Like an old Xbox and a Guitar Hero.
I can see you with a little tiny guitar.
Maybe I'll just do it on. I hear there's something called Clone Hero, actually. So I actually did a little research.
That's a good idea, actually.
And they have this thing called Clone Hero, but apparently it's not played to fucking play it. It's played at 250% speed, and it's just to break records to see how fucking fast they can go. It's ridiculous, man. It looks like freaking squirrels on ADD. Just
if you do that, your next
fucking ridiculous.
You should do that and the Hot Wing challenge at the same time. Yeah.
Hot Wing challenge.
Eat Hot Wings and play Guitar Hero.
At 250% speed? Nah, hell no, man.
While he's salivating, he's like,
right.
That'd be so cool. I'd watch that over and over again.
Oh my god! I was just thinking. I was like, you know what, OG? It would be funny if you were to stop what you were doing in the middle of your stream and have a channel point redemption for I don't know, some crazy 50K. Now you have to play through the Fire and Flames on Guitar Hero on stream.
Oh,
It'd be hilarious.
You see this face? This is the face of Hell no, it ain't happening. Hell to the no. That ain't gonna
Hell
happen,
no.
man. That ain't
No,
happening.
Twitch community.
I'd be that guy. I'd be the guy that's fire in the flames. I got hot wing sauce in my fucking mouth. I'm drooling, and it's on the keys. Like my fingers are slipping because there's so much saliva on my fucking thing now. It's like.
It wouldn't even be saliva, it'd be milk, let's be honest here.
Well, milk too, yeah, I guess. So okay, so let's get off the Guitar Hero before these guys get some kind of crazy idea of me doing some kind of challenge with it.
Hold on, I got one more for that.
So,
It was one of the only games to be made an arcade game that I know of.
What,
That's how good it was. Guitar Hero.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it was awesome. But now, but once again, like I said, we're going to get off of this because this dude's definitely trying to work up to get me like to do some kind of fucking Guitar Hero Hot Wing challenge. So, so with that being said, we're going to move on to the next game, and this is a game I'm not familiar with, but this is a game that Wes is familiar with, and maybe a lot of you guys are familiar with. Evolve. Now, I remember the game. I remember what the concept was. It's like these big, giant, like beast creatures, right?
Oh yeah.
And then it was like a 4-man team.
Yeah.
And you guys had to take down these creatures, right? Essentially, was what the gameplay was, right?
4v1, yep.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that entailed, but go ahead. I'll let you kind of lead the one on this one because I do remember it, and I do remember it was like super hyped up, but then I remember it just kind of just bloof, just disappeared.
Dude, it's the craziest thing. So I'll just start it off on how I perceived it, right? Okay, so I was reading a Game Informer, and this is where I found out about this game. They had like an entire section dedicated to this, and they were talking about the studio Turtle Rock, right? The developers who came over from another studio. There's some big names, right? You know, like a serious, like a superstar team that was working on this, right?
Right.
And it was a superstar team turned into a small studio, so it wasn't like a huge, money grab kind of game, right? And I saw it, and then I was like, I instantly pre-ordered it. That was my first impression. I pre-ordered the shit out of that game. And it came out, I played it for a little while, it was cool, but it was a hard game to play.
Right.
And unbeknownst to me, when I was playing it, it was a lot to do with just unbalancing issues. It was critical unbalancing issues, like there's just no way that the monster could beat the hunters. And if they could, you would have to be playing like the meta monster, right? Like the one that turns invisible. I can't remember his name. I think it was Wraith or something, or Kraken. And there was a bunch of different monsters. It was so cool. Like you'd have to level up with this monster. You'd have to grow, but the maps were too small. The hunters would find you too fast. There was just no competitiveness.
Wow.
It was very one-sided because those hunters would find you that fast. Like they'd be on you the whole time, and it took away from the whole concept they were trying to gather at.
So this was when you say 4v1. So I was under the impression it was like the creature was a PvE creature. So you're telling me you're the creature? Like you could have been the creature?
Yeah, there was the 4 hunters and the one monster, and you could pick from like 1, 2.
So like DVD,
3, 4 different monsters.
So like Dead by Daylight.
Yeah, it's kind of like Dead by Daylight, but with monsters. And you were like a big monster. You could get really big and start laying waste to them. But it's like Monkey Fist said, it had a huge, massive balance issue, and it really took away from the gameplay so much that it just literally died. They literally killed the game.
And the devs didn't want to do anything about this. Like the devs didn't want to say, you know what, let's actually make, because like. It's kind of the reverse. When you look at Dead by Daylight, bro, it's like I don't like playing it because the murderers they stop you. There's no way to get away from the killers, right? So yeah,
they have really strong abilities. Like they could cage the monster, right? They would literally trap it in this like electric sphere or this cube, right? And the monster couldn't get out of it. And a lot of the monsters really relied on mobility. Right. And if they didn't have mobility, they were done for. Like if they would have just buffed the monsters, it was simple, in my opinion. They would have just buffed the monsters, made them more balanced towards the hunters. Made the maps bigger, made bigger maps. Didn't fuck with microtransactions and stuff. Things would have been a lot better. But the thing that killed it, obviously, is those things: balance and microtransactions. The player community base did not like it.
Wow.
It was just like
So dead
people's
game.
hearts broke when that game died. It died.
That's actually sad, man. That's a really sad story of a game dying, and that's exactly what this is about, you know. So I don't know. Leave some comments, guys. If you guys think that Evolve was one of those games that could have been something and just died, you know. Is there any feedback you want to give Bumphy on it? Did you play it?
No. I remember that game. I totally forgot about it though.
Yeah, I did too until he said it. I was like,
I still have the
I totally
game.
forgot about that.
I have a hard copy of it.
Oh man.
I'm serious.
Yeah, I totally forgot the concept was cool, but I mean, games like Dead by Daylight kind of just took that. It seems like it should have been something like Monster Hunter,
Right.
but
right.
with someone controlling the monster. That's what it should have been. That would have been cool.
Yeah, already grown, but I mean, the grow mechanic was nice. I actually really liked it. It's just there wasn't enough time. Like
Because
they would be on you so fast. Like you get taken out because when you're a small little monster, they just clap your cheeks all day. You have to be level 3 before you're even competitive. That's a hard thing to get to.
It sounds shitty.
Yeah, it is shitty.
Yeah.
Well, you know, let's continue on into clapping
Facebook game.
cheeks. The next game I got on the list is something called that I actually personally had fun with, and you guys have probably played it. Last Oasis. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anybody knows what this game was, but they had like these crazy perpetual motion Da Vinci Walker machines with the flappy wings, and it was one of these things. And the crazy thing is, this game is still considered in alpha, right? It's in alpha. So here's the funny thing: like they released this game in alpha that was a solid alpha, a very good playable alpha. The thing, goes skyrocket through the thing. PvP, PvE. Crafting, building, the whole 9 yards, and it peaks, and then all of a sudden it just dies. You know, and then it's like, okay, you're still alpha. What are you gonna put out that's gonna make them come back? It's like, you know, like I don't know. Have any of you guys played Last Oasis?
The most I played of it was just the tutorial area. That was it. And I knew what the game was gonna be. Because I played a lot of Age of Conan.
Right.
I played a lot of Lost, like PvP Conan, PvP Lost Ark, or PvP Ark, Dinosaur Ark. And I knew the amount of time it takes to be competitive in games like that. And I was like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that again.
It was pretty rough. I ain't gonna lie. It was.
Can't.
Yeah, it was pretty rough. You know what killed it for me is that when the Zerg hit, and I'm not going to describe or say who they were or anything like that, but anybody who played Last Oasis will know exactly what I'm talking about when the big 200-man farming
the mega
Zergs,
clans.
Yeah, it just came through.
Guilds. Yeah, I know. It's the same as every other PvP MMO type survival game like that.
Yeah,
just clap your cheeks.
Yeah, made it rough. Made it rough. Well, you know, well, let's keep the ball rolling. Now, this is another game I don't really know about. You know what I mean? This is another game I don't really know about, but I think maybe you guys might have some information on it. Space Hulk.
Space Hulk. Yep, I know about that one.
So that's kind of like what the 40K Space Hulks is. That like I know it's Warhammer though, right?
Right. Well, if Bumphy doesn't know anything about it, Space Hulk. It's a game that I still play today, but it's a hit and a miss kind of game because it's a multiplayer game, right? And you really need help when you play this kind of a game, right? But at any given time, there might be 4, groups of 4 going, and that's the peak. So, yeah, that's it. I'm surprised the servers haven't been shut down. So basically, if I could put this into basic, okay, so the game takes place on a Gothic style ship called the Space Hulk, right? They call them Space Hulks because they're derelicts.
Right.
And they're from like a creation of advanced humanity, and they're like super big, capable of traveling through the warp and things like that. The warp is basically what you would imagine it, but these derelicts have been a nesting ground for an alien race and a bunch of other alien races too. To that extent, it gives you the role of a humanity's ancient warrior called a Terminator, and the Terminator is clad in ancient armor and things like that, basically indestructible and an indomitable force to be reckoned with. So we're talking 9 foot tall walking tanks, essentially.
Right.
And you get to take the role of one of those guys in whatever capacity they're in, whether it's a spiritual leader or a sorcerer or, a gunner, right? And the game is really fun. It's really hard. A lot of the fan base, really, this is really what roots that 4 groups of 4 I told you is the most loyal fan base you probably run into, because there's no other game like it.
Right, and
at least until Dark Tide comes out.
And obviously, it's those 16 people that are the loyal fans, because they're the only 4 groups of 4 that keep coming out. Right?
I mean, yeah, dude, seriously. Like, I literally friended a guy on Steam just because he plays the game all the fucking time. Like, it's all he plays. He might play one game every once in a while that's not Space Hulk.
Wow.
But it's super cool. It's a super cool game. Okay. It's a co-op game, so that's a huge reason why I like it. But
Nice.
It's dying because of that reason. The main reason it's dying is because there's no developer support, really. They just kind of like have the servers, and there's no new content, there's no balancing, there's nothing. It's just kind of in a way like that Space Hulk that I said. It's a derelict.
Well, it's that's apparently the name of this this list, and I'm sad that happened, because you're a big time Warhammer fan, and it would have been great to see you enjoying some kind of game that you'd be into. But that leads me to a game that I think I don't know, maybe all of us have played this, but Blood of Steel.
Yeah, Monkey.
And I don't know if anybody
knows.
Why does
that sound familiar?
Blood of Steel is. It was during the Conqueror's Blade kind of time, and everybody ran over to play this game, Blood of Steel, and you could be these different.
I found it. Dude, I had this one piece of hair that's been bugging me since we started, and I finally found it. Sorry.
How far up the nostril was it before you pulled it out?
Bro,
this
no,
level of heresy requires a heavy flavor.
It was like chilling right here, and like every time I went to talk, it was like tickle, 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 tickle. I found it. Now it's dead.
Well, yeah, exactly. So it was like a hero ripoff, right? So Blood of Steel, I mean, it like shot up. I actually enjoyed it a little bit. And like, I forgot the characters you could be. That's how bad it was, how good it was, but bad. Like I got kind of hard into it. I played it for like maybe a good strong, like 2 weeks, but that's about as much as the momentum that game could keep me on. It was like 2 weeks, and then it just... everybody was telling me it's the hype. I think, me and Aqua used to play it, a couple other people. And I remember they used to say, bro, this is going to be the game that replaces Conqueror's Blade. This is going to be the new Conqueror's Blade, right?
I remember those days.
And literally it just went, yeah.
Like a whoopee cushion.
It was kind of cool. You had like these little soldiers. They kind of went around with you too, kind of like Conqueror's Blade, but you weren't a hero that you customized like Conqueror's Blade, but you were a like a set hero. They already had a hero, and that hero had specific kind of units, right? And also the combat was Mountain Blade combat. It was directional. You put the mouse up, click, left, right, click, that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a crazy game, actually. I remember
that Bannerlord style, right?
Yeah, but it died really, really fast. It almost makes me want to launch it again to see if there's anybody that actually plays that game anymore.
I'm sure there's people that play it.
Yeah. Now this one is kind of going to be
Same monkey, same.
Yeah, this one's going to be kind of. It's gonna probably cause some issues, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some people out there that's going to disagree with this one, right? But we're in the top 5 now. But this game right here was true to my heart, but I don't see it going anywhere anymore, and it's Conqueror's Blade. And you two definitely know about this game, and a lot of you in chat right now know about this game also. And I don't think Conqueror's Blade is going to be one of those games that I kind of feel like, just with the reskinning, the devs not really focusing on the balancing of the game and fixing some of the mechanics. And all they do is just, like I said, reskin. They just, there's a lot of units they promise, but they're not here. It's like, I kind of feel like it's definitely on its way out. What do you guys feel? If not dead yet, it's almost dead.
One of those critical game development kind of mentalities that a lot of the devs seem to fall into is just, I get it. Corporate money kind of cash grab bullshit, right? But I'll just speak for myself here and say, hey, the thing that killed it for me was the grind. I couldn't get any meta units. I literally could not get them. I couldn't get the meta units on a normal grind. It was impossible. It felt impossible, at least for me, I fucking grinded my ass off. Thousands of hours. I don't think I had thousands of hours, but I had hundreds of hours into the game, and I couldn't get a competitive unit. I wound up hanging up on the game with Imperial pikes, at least, and I think I wound up with stalwarts. That was the only thing that I had, and then the bleed arrow guys. I forgot their name. How could I?
Napkins. The
napkins.
I
had those. That was it. That's all I could get. And I started at season 2. I couldn't get shit. So I was like, this sucks. It was ass the whole time. I played longbow too at first, and longbow just got shit on by everything. And I moved to shortbow. Shortbow got shit on by everything. And then I was like, all right, well, I moved to longsword, and I had fun with it there, but that was about that. That was about the only thing I had fun with.
And I agree with some of what Chad is saying. A lot of the microtransactions.
Bro.
Just
I swiped every season at least $200-$300, and then I just bought every single unit. I didn't even bother to do the challenges.
Dude, the challenges were so fucked, bro.
I had every unit day one. Day one I had a unit, and then by the next day or even the day after, they were max level.
I don't know. I suck at games, I guess, but I felt like those challenges were ass, dude. Are you kidding? You had to go through 6 fucking levels to get the last guy, which you already had to go through 20 other ones just to get to that guy. I'm
yep.
Right.
What?
Right. That was a lot, man. I ain't gonna lie.
They forced you to spend money.
Grinding. And then I hated the fact that I think the worst thing about that game is when it took me so long to grind and get my max Reapers, and they turned out to be shit compared to everyone else. And they used to be so awesome, and then they just turned out to be crap. It's just it sucked ass. I hear they're better now, but it just sucked ass when I finally finished them off. But we're gonna roll into the next game because we want to wrap this up. We still got a nice little game to play before we end the show. But Marvel Heroes was a super big game I was into. I was into that game, man. I had a nice little hero crew going on, and just out of nowhere, that game the servers, I just remember seeing a message one day and said, the servers will be shut down. I was like, what? What happened? What happened to that game, man? I loved that game. I had so much fun playing Marvel Heroes, man.
Was that DCU Online?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just worse.
Well, no, it wasn't actually worse. Come on, man. I actually think it was better. I own DC. I liked them both. I played them both. But Marvel Heroes, I kind of felt was a tad bit better to me. I mean, to me, it was.
Yeah, that's like the DC Marvel gang, right? I think what really killed that game was, from what my friend said, because him and I talk about this stuff. It was a DC and a Marvel thing. I love both, honestly. I can totally get on board with both. I have no preference to either. Maybe a slight preference to Marvel even. But that being said, it's like he said that DC had the highest amount of customization that you could possibly get. And Marvel didn't, and they didn't nail that down. That's what killed it for him.
Well, it was because it was two different things. Shit. So, like DC, you were able to create your own superhero, whereas Marvel, you use the existing superheroes in the Marvel universe.
Right.
So, I mean, I can understand that much, in the customization part of it, but
I don't remember playing that Marvel.
Yeah, well, you're not going to find it now.
No, they're coming out. They're coming out with a new MMO.
Oh, are they? Well, we'll definitely have to check that out.
That'd be cool.
Maybe that'd be something that we can review, right?
We're long overdue for it. I mean, DC's the only good hero game still to this day.
Yeah,
it's still going. I mean, it's not dead. Holy shit!
Have it. Yeah, I mean, I still have my superhero in DC, but I haven't logged into it in Jesus, maybe a year or two. But we'll move on to this next game. Now, this is a game I am totally unfamiliar with, so I don't know about this game. What I do know is kind of some of the stuff that I've read online about it, right? And it was Aliens Colonial Marines, right? And apparently this game, now if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it like a PvP? You could be Marines and they could be the aliens, and people fought. I mean, I may be wrong, but from my understanding, though, is that the whole dev team, from the leadership part of it, killed that game. Bad management. Poor deadlines, the development just got lost within the game, and the game just kind of just died. If you could get past the bugs. So that's what chat is saying, is that it was a fun game, but it was buggy, exactly, like poor development, just. So have you ever played this game?
No, I don't play scary games.
I haven't either played it.
I don't play scary games.
I wanted to, but I kept going back to these reviews and reading them, and I was like, oh man, these are game breaker kind of things that they're talking about for me.
Wow.
Poor support. You pretty much nailed it from what I remember. It's just poor developer support, really, that killed it.
I think even the manager, the guy who was running the show, even got either booted or stepped down or something like that, and it kind of all went to shit, and they went from a development team of 80 people developing games to half of them were gone, and it went down to 40 people, and so
dude, I think there was some kind of scandal with this game. Now that you're mentioning it, there was something with the CEO or some bullshit.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I don't remember. I read about it and I was like, oh, the Colonial Marine CEO was I want to say embezzling or something financially.
Even worse.
And just he got fired, right? And they got a new guy on.
Corrupt corporate.
It was already shitty, and he had to play with a shitty concept. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
that could be my guess.
Oh, well, it's usually just, sometimes it's like that, which...
Gearbox.
Thinking about... that's what chat says. And speaking of which, of poor development, you make a great game. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe this one. But I will tell everybody, this next game that I'm about to name, I called it. I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be that guy. I called it on this game. I let everybody know. But the number 2 game on this list is New World.
I wouldn't put it in the graveyard list.
What are you talking about? How are they going to bring that back? How are they bringing this game? How are they bringing it back?
There's still a lot of people that play New World.
Yeah, but you're talking about from thousands to like 100. Like, yeah, 100's a
really
lot
that
of
low?
people.
It's
You
sub
know,
1,000.
but you're talking where when it first launched, dude, it was probably in the millions.
There's a lot of hype with
The
New World.
millions of
So
people
much
playing
hype,
that
bro.
game. Now you
No.
went from millions to hundreds.
There's
Okay,
a
gosh,
lot of
dude.
people that play that game.
Talk about the critical failure of hyping a game. Nobody should hype games. That's the biggest mistake any developer.
I mean,
What-
Chad agrees.
Not like that, dude.
Chad
What killed
agrees.
New
It's just-
World was the transportation and the traveling. Killed
Yeah.
that fucking game.
Yeah.
Gee, that's funny you
Yeah.
say that. That was the deal breaker for me in Final Fantasy, but that game's still going like hell. Is wrong.
Final Fantasy had mounts.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. And and I will give Chad the benefit of the doubt. You're right. It's in the thousands, but you're talking about it went from millions.
32K. Yeah.
Millions.
Wow. That's a huge fucking difference in people, bro.
Millions.
That's a huge attrition.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, that game was super hype, super.
A
You know,
180
but,
on the
know,
initial promise.
I called.
Why did they fucking do that?
Well, I just knew. I just knew because I had tested the game for a while, and so I just knew. I saw it go from something that was really cool to something that was really bad, and you know when you test play it that long, and most of the game that I was test playing, you know, especially in the end there before the actual official launch, nothing really changed. There was no real change between the official launch and what I was testing at the end there. It wasn't. I knew it wasn't going to go that far because I knew there was nothing end game. As soon as you reach level 35, 40, I knew that there was nothing after that. After that, it was just grind farming for high tier mats for whatever. For what? Unless you're in PvP, though. Don't get me wrong. If you were PvPing, maybe. But if you're not
AOC.
PvPing and you weren't part of a company and you weren't joining company wars, what were you there for? Nothing. No more, because there was no content. There was nothing. So, yeah, I see that in chat. I saw that, right?
Yeah, you
So,
gotta catch up with chat here. There's a lot of talk on this one.
Right,
Holy
yeah,
moly.
right. Yeah, a lot of people are just... Yeah, well, you
Dead
know,
on
they're
arrival.
going to have to
Mhm.
have some good press on it, you know, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. But as far
Technically
as
alive,
I'm concerned
yeah.
right now, they were buried alive. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. They were buried
Ashes of
alive.
creation.
They were buried alive. And let's see if they
Ashes
can
of
reach their
creation.
hand out of the fucking earth and and survive. All right. So that's how I'm going to look at it right now in the graveyard. They were buried alive, right?
I don't know about the Ashes of Creation.
But,
Sounds interesting.
Oh,
But the
man.
last game that I'm going to put on this one right here, okay, before we close out this list, the last game, and I think 100% this is the number one game, and I think everyone will agree when they hear this name. The number one game that is put into the graveyard of games, the dead game of them all, the number one, Anthem.
Anthem.
I liked Anthem.
I loved it. I fucking
too.
pre-ordered that shit.
Mm.
And
That was a great game.
it was great until it wasn't great.
You know they're supposed to come out with an update, a big ass update.
You know, some people are telling me this. People are telling me that Anthem. Someone tried to tell me actually a few weeks ago to come back to it, and I was like, "What? Come back to it?"
Daedra, if you haven't had the chance to play Anthem, at least for what it is. If it's even still available, I don't even know if you can download it.
The
anymore.
lawsuits killed it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But if
I
you can
can
download
see
it,
that.
play it, Daedra, for what it is. You'll get a good like weekend, like you know how they have like weekend binge-worthy shows or whatever.
Yeah.
Anthem is that kind of game. Play it. It's really fun.
Yeah, the cool thing about it is, so basically you're different class of Iron Man, basically, right?
Dude.
And you get to fly around in these Iron Man jetpack suits and you got heavy
so
power, different kinds of power, and you're fighting. It's you're supposed to. They're basically like, what is it? Raid running, right? You're doing raids with. You want to team up with other people, right?
It's kind of open world.
Yeah, it's open world, but what I'm saying is like raid events will happen randomly, right? And then they'll pop up on the map, and then you jump in with other people, and you shoot over there to try to take out. Well, I forgot what they were called. What were they? Titans? Whatever the big monsters were.
Yeah,
now,
I forgot to play it.
The problem that I had is that I would end up on some of these missions, and it was so buggy, right? That
just
that
reminded
all
me
of
of
a
the game.
sudden, fucking 5 of these mega titans would just spawn. And you're like, holy shit, there's nothing we can do. We got to abandon. Or you, if you're really, really, really good with a couple other people, you were able to take them out. And then all of a sudden you take them out. And then guess what happens, bro? Fucking they didn't drop anything. Then you'd go and hear of these guys say, oh, I just killed this little fucking creature in the woods and I just got a legendary rifle. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, what creature? And that was how unbalanced that game is. That's how bad it was. It was pretty bad, bro. It was.
I got to looking at the website for that game, and I thought it looked hella cool. Like it
cool.
reminded me of Titanfall, in the sense of like how it looked and how I thought it should be played, like how it would play and all that fun stuff. And then hearing you guys say that, it's like.
You know what? I might just try it. I still own the game. So, Bumphy, I don't know. If you own the game, let's jump in one day. And just for
EA
shits
Play.
and giggles. Huh?
It's part of I have EA Play, so it's a part of the vault.
Oh, okay.
But,
well, then let's just try it.
Yeah.
Let's try it again one day. And let's see where Anthem is. And let's see if that maybe next time
Let's go.
I can bring Anthem down from the #1 dead game on my list. And with that being said, our dead games are done. If you guys think that there was different games on this list that should be on this list or should have been on this list, make sure to put it down in the comments below. We will always want to come back and revisit this and maybe do another top 10 Graveyard Dead games. So now we're coming towards the end of the show, but before we close the show, we're going to play a little bit of a game with our 2 guests today, right? And this little bitty game that I have planned for them is called What Would OG Do?
Give me the keys to the A2.
That's exactly what he would do.
I did not give
lie
him the
about it
keys
for a
to an
month
A2.
straight.
I did not give him the keys to an A2, right?
I feel like we've been through this.
Right. So
He stole them, right?
So let's start off like this. So how this game works, okay? And chat, you guys can follow along and you can play along too, and I will kind of go over and read back and forth between you guys. But how this game goes is I'm going to ask you some random things, some off the wall, obscure kind of scenario situation, and then you will answer what would I do, essentially, right? And we'll start off a little simple just to kind of warm you up, and then we'll kind of get into it, right? So the first question I would ask you guys is that if anybody knows me and knows me from Twitch, they understand and know that my favorite food is pepperoni and pineapple pizza. If I were in high school, right? This goes for you, chat, and this goes for you guys. If I was in high school and a guy sat down next to me in the lunchroom and I saw that he pulled out of his bag some pepperoni and pineapple pizza, Would OG swipe it when he looked away?
Let's get some context here. Does OG have food?
OG, of course. Let's just go under the assumption that I have my own lunch also.
Is the other
And what
dude
did
bigger
OG
than you?
have? Let's take into account that there's no fear whatsoever.
And what kind of lunch did you have, OG? Let's talk about that for a second here. Was it like lackluster that you were feeling like this fucking lunch sucked?
Let's be under the assumption that OG doesn't care because I'm a big guy and I would eat it anyways.
So this is like some prison room talk then, huh?
You know?
think
Like,
you
what would
swipe
you guys
it,
think I'd do? Would I swipe his pizza and replace it with my
God.
food and bounce out? Like, what would I do?
I think you
Okay.
jack that shit even if the dude was looking.
Damn, care to elaborate? Like, what would you do that
Like
for?
just straight thug style, just snatch it. And
No,
just,
it would be like
just walk up.
it'd be like you'd be looking at the dude, you grab the pizza, and you just eat it, not even breaking eye contact. You
Asserting
just
his
eat it.
dominance
all right,
in the lunchroom.
Okay.
What do you think, chat? What do you think, chat? Does that sound about right?
That shit would be gone before the dude can say what.
OG like pineapple. We'll get to that. Well, I guess he does. Shit.
Pineapple pizza, pineapple pepperoni's pretty good. I dig it.
Monkey Fist says no. OG
Okay.
Monkey Fist thinks you're pretty.
Okay, so what
moral.
what OG would actually do if I was presented in that situation and we were in high school. So now we're talking about OG in high school. Okay. OG was probably kind of an asshole in high school. But I was also a cool guy in high school, right? So the first thing that I probably would have did is I would have swiped the pineapple and pepperoni pizza. I would have swiped it. Now, what comes is whether or not the guy saw me do it or if he did not see me do it, right? If he did not see me do it, I'd be on my merry way and I'd eat the fucking pizza. Straight up, no lie. But if he did see me, I'd have just been like, I fucking already touched it, bro. My bad. And giggled and just kind of stared at him.
Oops.
And then if I had something like, I don't know, a fucking ham sandwich, I would have tossed it to him.
You would have taken it and blamed it on somebody else and said you had no involvement in what happened and you weren't even there.
No,
You're like, nah.
I mean,
nah.
I was kind of blunt at that time. I would have admitted, like, if he would have caught me, there's no way out of it, really, right? So I'm not going to say, oh, somebody else did it and gave it to me. No. I'd have just been like, I got it. My bad. Here's a sandwich.
Face saying, like, say that Bumphy actually stole the pizza and OG totally never stole it or had any involvement.
Now, here's
it was
the thing,
Bumphy,
though.
actually.
I was not a bad... It wasn't that I was a bad teenager, right? I was just misguided at times, okay? And more than likely...
Story of our lives.
More than likely, if I was going to swipe the pizza, and this is just, okay, just hear me out, chat. More than likely, if I was going to swipe the pizza, it wasn't necessarily like it was me in my head driving me to swipe the pizza, okay? It probably would have been peer pressure, okay? Me, just the dudes I was hanging with. They would have been like, yo.
That makes more sense.
OG, bro. Look at the pizza.
Bumpy's sitting there. Bumpy's sitting there with him. He's like, hey.
Yes, Bumpy.
Hey, OG.
Hey, take his pizza.
Give me that fucking pizza, bro.
Bro, it's
fucking pizza, bro.
Okay, okay, boom, and it's gone. The pizza's gone, right?
He's like, okay.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. The dude wouldn't see me, so he would have just. I would have literally sat back in the lunchroom and ate his pizza while I watched him look fucking confused where his fucking pizza was.
He's gonna steal it.
Damn.
While me and the homies giggled looking at it.
That
Once
dude was
again,
looking forward
that was a
to
different
his pizza,
time.
too.
That was a different time, everybody. Don't judge me.
We would not have been friends. This is
Right before lunch, that dude failed his math test. He's like, I don't care. I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to eat my
Okay,
pizza.
don't judge me.
Pineapple-head finger pizza.
Okay.
You ruined that guy's day.
I might have, and you're right, but this is why I'm
That guy
apologizing.
dropped out of high
to
school
you.
because of you.
This is why I'm apologizing today. Okay?
Do you not apologize to me? Apologize to that guy.
Stephen Gillespie, I know you still exist, and I know you're out there. I am sorry that I took your pepperoni pizza in the 11th grade. So there,
So it's not what would OG
happened.
do, it's what did OG do.
Oh shit! So there's a story here, guys. There's a story here. OG straight swiped a pizza. Holy shit!
Hey, he's probably well off now, and he's probably doing great in this world. Stephen G, I hope you're doing well, man.
You learned a valuable lesson that day.
Yeah, I did.
Eat like this.
Yeah. Look, Stephen G, you're a great guy. I know you're doing okay. Number 2 question. All right, now it's getting a little bit more. Woo! If in an emergency, a female comes up to me and says, "I need your help. I need your help really, really bad. I need you to remove some hair off my body." And I don't care. I just need it gone. But the only thing you had was duct tape. The only thing I had was duct tape on me. What would OG do?
Where's the hair?
Wherever you want it to be. Let's just say she wants a Brazilian.
What's the emergency?
Maybe she's got a photo shoot. Maybe she's going to a bikini party.
Are we talking like current OG, or are we talking like past OG?
Let's say in between OG.
So somewhere in between OG?
Yeah, let's say
Dazed and confused OG, or like, like I'm on track to life OG.
Dazed and confused OG,
He would do it.
That body
he
was
would
on
straight
track.
give her a Brazilian. He would do it. He'd be giving that chick a Brazilian in the parking lot right now as we speak. He cannot ignore a damsel in distress. Let's just put it that
I don't.
Okay.
Emergency Brazilian.
Anything can happen in California, monkey. Anything can happen. That's the thing you gotta understand about this state.
You're not wrong, dude. God, you're not wrong.
But all I have is duct tape.
Regardless if you had the duct tape or not, you'd still do
It's
it.
gonna take multiple times, but I mean, I think you're okay with it. That's at least Dazed and Confused OG. He's okay with it.
Okay. So what would
He's
OG
like-
do? So in my dazed and confused days of OG, I wouldn't. Okay, so I wouldn't forcefully do it. Okay.
That's a good point to make.
I wouldn't forcefully do it. I would tell her, the only thing I have is fucking duct tape. And if she said, I don't care, it's on. It's on and cracking. OG is going to rip that fucking duct tape off like there's no tomorrow.
It's gonna be like this, right?
Right? Number 2, if she says no, at that point, I'm going to try to talk her into allowing me to do this
Hot duct tape.
because I'm going to tell her the importance of showing up to a photo shoot, 70s Bush style. It's just not hot. You need to let me take care of this for you right now. Just here, I'll hand her something to bite on. Just bite on this. Yak, and just yank it. Okay?
I guess the real question here is Why didn't OG think of going to the CVS and just buying a pack of razors? Shit.
Because it's an emergency. It's right on the spot. It needs to happen right on the spot, and all I have is this fucking pack of duct tape. Now, there's also a reason behind this, because in those days, and this is a single OG, right? This single days that confused OG, right?
Is this another, like, what did OG do?
I would want...
I'm getting a feeling here.
I would want to be there for her afterwards for the pain, to let her know I'm here for you.
This
And
is how OG
embracing.
met his wife.
Okay?
Be there.
So, that is what OG would do. And it's not that, to hurt or to harm or anything like that. It was an emergency. I needed to help somebody out. And so I went ahead and I did it. And of course, I knew that it was going to be painful, So, Amanda Springs, I apologize. I did not mean... I did not mean to say that I would count to 3 and yank, and I yanked on 2. I am so sorry. It happens. It happens. These things happen. Okay? You tell me, what would you do if some random girl walked up to you and asked you for a Brazilian and all you had was duct tape? All right. So.
That's funny.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
So, all right, on to the next one. If OG had the opportunity to become TikTok
What did
famous,
OG
all right, if I had the opportunity to become TikTok famous and all I had to do was set my mother up in a glizzy bomb somehow, would OG do it?
No.
What would OG do?
God, it's another. What did OG do?
A glizzy bomb.
Have a hot
All right,
dog
Mama.
mysteriously fly into my mother's mouth?
I don't know.
I'd have to say no, because I don't think OG cares about TikTok. I think OG hates TikTok.
He's a good man. Good man. This man knows me.
Yeah, you grew up in a different time than everybody else.
This man knows me.
You
Okay.
knew better. I think you knew better.
Oh, yeah. Deidre has
Alright.
a point. She'd bust the chancla out on you and fucking wreck you.
Okay. So what would OG do if met with that opportunity?
It's an incest
So, OG did see on TikTok that there were these trending videos that were going viral of people getting hit with the glizzies, right? But OG didn't need TikTok. So inside of my nephew's Jack in the Box, I stuck a hot dog and had my mom. Oh
God.
And I didn't need TikTok to do it. I just wanted to do it just to fuck with my mother.
That's so funny. A Jack in the Box wiener just flies out.
So I didn't even need TikTok for it. I wasn't trying to get famous. And you are right, absolutely right. So, mother,
Hey, Mom, open this box.
I have apologized about the hot dog flying out of Jay's Jack in the Box that year.
That's funny.
That is pretty funny.
And the most messed up thing I used to do to my mama was, like, I used to give her birdie bots, like the every flavor bean from Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? Chad is close. Chad is close to what the reaction was. It was not a chancla, but she did throw the fucking Jack in the Box at me.
That's what you get.
So yeah, so that the Jack in the Box did come at me. All
That's
right,
what you
so the last one I have here is if OG was in a fraternity, right?
Oh man,
All
I'm
right.
learning things about OG
And
today, guys.
it was Rush Hell Week.
Oh no.
And part of the initiation of this fraternity was to take pate liverwurst and smear it between my ass cheeks. Would OG do this?
Yes.
What would OG do?
You'd do it even if nobody asked you.
Oh man, college days OG, man, he would so do this. He would be proud of it.
Yep.
He'd be like, "I did the thing, guys."
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's what would happen.
You've already proven that you don't give in to peer pressure very well. Or that
Okay.
you give in to peer pressure very easily.
In a heartbeat. Oh
And you
god.
And you act on impulse by throwing music in my face.
Instead of Pop Goes the Weasel, it's Pop Goes the Wiener.
Okay.
Lol.
Okay. Just you made a point, you know. I kind of we kind of did have some. I kind of did run with a crews back in the day that we did some off the wall things.
Oh boy.
But
Here
when
we
it
go.
comes to the pate liverwurst, there was a discussion of it once when I was in college. But
Dude, I just-
you motherfuckers are wrong. Because OG did not do it. I would not stick pate fucking liverwurst between my ass cheeks for anyone. That one kind of like pushed me over the edge. I was like,
You
no,
do have a history of lying.
nope.
Ah, wait.
Hey.
The A2 incident
The
on
A2 incident was an
Jumpstone?
isolated incident that has yet to be proven. Still speculation. Still
Yeah, where's the
speculation.
UVE at? I gotta agree. You know,
Still
like, I mean, where's
speculation.
this fucking guys?
Right. That's it. We're not even going to bring that up. That is all for another show. But I will tell you one last thing, and this was brought up to me today, and Monkey Fist in our chat has reminded me of it. And we have one last question, and we're going to end it for the day after that. And we're going to keep you guys speculating on that one. I'm not even going to answer it, and we just want you guys to think about it. I asked in the chat earlier today, if I had the opportunity to have an OnlyFans where I wore assless chaps and all I did all day was cut my toenails in assless chaps, would OG
The image
do
that's
it?
in my head. That's
And
just
would
the
you
image.
sub to me? And with that being said, everyone, let's thank our beautiful, beautiful guests who are coming to the show today. My man Bumphy, my man CmdrWeskir. You guys are the whole reason that I do this kind of stuff. Chat, thank you for hanging out with me today. You guys, we will be here again, same time, same channel next week. Make sure to look out for it. And you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the weekend. I love you guys. I'm out of here.
Thank all you wonderful viewers for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell. Until next time, you sexy souls, this has been the After Hours with my fantastic wonder of the world, OG.